Hello, welcome. Today's topic could be it may seem very basic, but trust me, this is very important, where we will talk about when one planet is sitting in a particular zodiac sign, we need to blend the two. As I always say, it's not just one planet that influences or disrupts a zodiac sign. The zodiac also imparts many of its qualities and characteristics to the planet. Advanced students may wonder who reads, sun signs, and ascendants are known to analyze dasha or character, share experiences, and explain dasha probabilities. Understand how the sun behaves in a zodiac sign. You need to share experiences, explain the probabilities of dashas, or describe how an event in your life will unfold, or talk about someone's career. Since I'm talking about the sun and need to mention the father, you have to completely understand how the sun behaves in a particular zodiac sign or how any planet behaves in a specific zodiac sign. You can read many books and remember them. But if you grasp the fundamentals and basics of it, you'll start blending on your own and then you won't need anyone else. Let's get started. How to combine the results of a planet and a zodiac sign. One plan is it's sitting in one zodiac sign. We need to blend the two just like one color is layered over another. Let's take an example. For example, if the sun is in Aries, what will we say about the exaltation part and the debilitation part? First of all, what is the sun? What is the sun in itself? The sun is a royal planet. It is a fire element. It is a sattvic planet. It is a male planet, and it moves in a fixed motion. The sun again is very consistent. It is said that when the sun is placed in the 11th house and the second house, people with the sun in the 11th house have stable jobs. In business, earnings vary. And in business, what happens is that sometimes you receive a lot of money, sometimes less. Some months you incur losses, and in other months you make a lot of profit. We won't let there be any losses because the sun is a constant planet. Wherever it sits, it will maintain a fixed energy. Now, after the sun, I need to talk about Aries as well because I have to blend Aries with the sun. Aries is a fire element sign. Aries is a movable sign. This means that the fire of Aries is not constant. Where we describe the sun's fire or behavior as constant, here we are saying that Aries is a movable sign. It's all about change there. And the nature of the sun is that it loves to move. It's not stagnant. That interaction is happening, but the fire sometimes diminishes and sometimes increases. This is a royal sign. As we mentioned, the sun is also a royal planet. This is a Rajasic sign where work is done passionately. It is a masculine sign. The sign that comes in the Dharma triangle, its ruler is Mars. So I will also discuss the qualities of Mars. In relation to Dharma, it is a masculine planet, a masculine sign, a masculine planet. The planet that has come into this is also masculine. It's a warrior, a fiery planet, and a tamasic planet. This zodiac sign is Rajasic, but its ruler is tamasic. Now, let's blend them. While blending, we will have a checklist. We will see which of my points I will approve now. What is the point that I will disapprove? So, the fire definitely remains intact. Now, what are the qualities of fire? It's about rising up, seeing growth, showing direction, and staying in the limelight. All those aspects, they will seem royal. They will be intact. What does it mean to be masculine? It's nonsense. That's their point. They keep a view first, they are protective, and they want to be heard. Before they listen, all those male traits will ensure that this sign handles everything carefully, saying, "You are absolutely right. These are the kings who have come into the warrior sign." So it's an aggressive king. This is not a king who works with careful thought. It feels that war is necessary. So it's essential for his movement, as I was saying. He will have a passion for moving around. He feels that war is unnecessary. So it's essential for his movement. As I was saying, he will have a passion for moving around. He will maintain the triangle of Dharma. Because the sun is a symbol of Dharma, this sign falls within the triangle of Dharma. So there we will give full marks. But where we were saying that the sun is a sattvic planet, it has entered a Rajasic zodiac sign, whose lord is Tamasic. Now, we won't work in the seventh. What else will we look at? And how can we explore this? 2. Energy. This zodiac sign has the energy of exaltation of the sun. Surya is ninth from its original triangle sign, so it brings the luck factor along with it. So, all the traits present in the sun, such as showing courage or the courage of fire, being adventurous, taking calculated risks, and resting like a fool, that rest will lead you towards growth. The sun is the significator of bones, it signifies vitality. That rest will lead you towards growth. The sun is the significator of bones, it signifies vitality. You will show that it will be helpful. Inflation will make it difficult for others to ignore you. And they are beautiful. Fire is very beautiful. It works in righteousness. Now, you aren't as lazy as they say about Virgo and Capricorn, which are considered very hardworking signs. But those are earth element signs. The earth doesn't like too much movement. Fire doesn't like to stop in 11 places, like the wind. So they prefer to travel like this. They prefer to take charge, the charge that perhaps earth element signs don't easily take on. But when they take the responsibility, they make sure they are radiating and powerful in this zodiac sign. Their look will be like this, but if required, you can have your 3 friends. You can call these friends at any time and say that you need help. So they will come because the king is becoming very just. Here, there is also the energy of Saturn's debilitation. So when we say that Saturn thinks of everyone, so what about the combination? This moving can work on the negative side. So now arrogance will come anyway. They will take you positively or take a positive approach. Negative people tend to show a bit. Do you know what I did? Do you know what happened? Posting on Instagram, keeping your videos and yourself socially active, you become a bit proud, a bit egotistical. Because remember, fire and warrior signs always want to be in the spotlight. They want to make themselves noticed. They want appreciation and fame to them at all times. They can also misuse their strength, every power. If you eat it yourself, then only Dharma will do well if the desires are being fulfilled. It's not that religious work won't happen, but for that, my desires are equally important. One Kshatriya is coming under the impact of Shudra, so morals on can also be taken for business. A kshatriya never works after thinking or measuring things carefully. A kshatriya doesn't work by thinking or measuring things carefully. What he feels is righteous, he does according to his will and strength. Rather, a shudra will always see whether this will benefit me or harm me. So, the Libra sign will provide its energy to the sun. Now, what other factors do we have? Here you can see that the energy of Saturn's rotation will be received by the sun. They have come from their original triangle sign to the third and have entered their enemy sign. Here, Venus is very good. It feels nice because he is not very happy hosting the pride, and the sun is also not very happy. Coming from your original sign to the third means an increase in efforts because it's your enemy sign. What are Venus's own influences? Venus is a watery planet, a feminine planet. I also need to pass that energy to the sun. This means that I might be someone who thinks a lot about people. There will be a lot of efforts. The nature will become a bit softer because the feminine, soft nature of Venus is not rubbing off onto Aries at all. It might be that the Aries sun thinks less from the perspective of others, but Libra does. When the sun thinks more, it becomes that soft nature. Creativity comes naturally and they become good at expressing it. When the sun thinks more, it becomes that soft nature. Creativity comes naturally and they become good at expressing it because that's what Libra is providing you. It comes to them naturally. I won't speak naturally. Because look at point 11. A king has to trade, he has to explain, just buy it. You don't have to worry about the 40. There are many things, like astrology came to me naturally, and working hard in astrology are two different things. The sun is working hard to prove himself, but he is not coming naturally. The sun is working hard to prove himself, but he is not coming naturally. What will be taken naturally from Mercury? Because it is in its DNA, doing everything, being a servant to everyone. You may not know how, but you have to. Getting into a relationship is to satisfy all egos. I know who I date, I know who I know. So, creating relationships and contacts that satisfy your ego, whether they are coming to work or not. But you want to show this to everyone how to build your contacts with high society people. Now, Venus is a feminine planet, a watery planet that is not very happy with this combination. So, if it goes to the negative side, then it's about the water element or the water sign. It shows a lack of compassion in Kinkashav. I told you earlier that here you will see a compassion that is giving compassionate energy to the sun. In Libra, giving empathetic energy. There I am saying that Venus is expressing its compassion, so always watch out for the combination that the sun makes in Libra, where it meets which part and which planets that have decreased or increased compassion. What is the ascendant? But what effect does it have? Where is the moon? So, did Libra have a greater impact on the sun, or did the sun have a greater impact on Libra? This is the seventh sign of the Kalpurush, where the sun has entered, so there won't be many lifetimes in a relationship. They might not be too bad. They can be happy. The ego can be better in this, or the ego can be the best in relationships, in which you are trying to the terrier and that is related to this person, but he is happy. You are from Vedan. No one knows that. Then the feeling of jealousy can arise. The feeling of jealousy mostly occurs in watery signs, and it increases when things go bad. All right, there can be issues related to water and fire, because one fire planet is also being spoiled, and a watery sign is also being spoiled. It can be about small things. Now, it might be possible for you. There are many people who have a strong sun or a weak sun, and they tell you that we know it doesn't seem like anything from this. I have a strong sun. Sun signs are knowledgeable because sun sign knows everything, and that too according to the way system, and they land. Saying this, you people want to prove that astrology is not working in life. Until today, I haven't harmed anyone for what stand to take. I haven't taken a stand for myself, and I have a strong sun. Look, the first thing we are not saying is that if you have a strong sun, you will resort to violence. More combination, voting tends to become a bit physical. So we take a stand for ourselves. Now these things will feel more intense or will come into your nature when the sun is in the ascendant or the sun is the ascendant lord. It's oneself. The sun is exalted in the ascendant lord. Such connections are being made. If the sun is the strongest planet in a favorable position, it will directly provide you with its nature. If the sun becomes exalted planets maintain their traits in interaction, like it is exalted both in D1 and D9 charts. If the sun is becoming self-maker, the planets that are coming to the center, especially when it comes to the 10th house, because I mentioned this before, nor does the ascendant define us. It is the 10th house that does. We are also known by our karma. So, the planets that sit in the 10th house influence our personality and traits. For that matter, it is said that the planets sitting in the center are the most compact, and the center is all about the present, being in the present, and the most important thing is which planetary period is currently running. It could be that there is a planetary period where there is a watery planet. If it's in a watery sign, it's making you emotional. Due to being in a feminine sign, there are feminine traits. Like these two signs we talked about, they are masculine signs. So, masculine traits will mostly prevail where your feminine period planets or planets in feminine signs might return. Think of yourself first and think of others before you think of yourself. That's why the planetary period plays a role in how you will react. The situation changes. Let's take an example chart. Look, the sun is in their ascendant. The sun is also their fifth lord. So, of course, the thinking style will be very important. It is said that when the sun is in the ascendant, especially if it is an exalted sun, you cannot work under someone, it will be a bit difficult. But we also need to look at the 10th house and the 10th lord, which is in my 10th lord chart. If Kal Purush is in the 6th sign, then he has done service. Sarah Uma has worked in a bank, but while doing so, she has worked on her dance condition. Now, if I say that they must get really angry and might get into fights, I wouldn't say that because my ascendant lord is in an earth element sign, a gentle sign. There is a gentle planet that is my Mercury, and my name is also influenced by it, which is impacting my moon and my moon lord as well. So, it gives me a lot of understanding, and another planet of knowledge, Mercury, has come into my ascendant. Although it is not my work planet, it definitely gives effort and struggle in my life. It is close to my ascendant degree, so it has given me a lot of confidence and a good personality. They are definitely very helpful people who spend a lot. Venus is in the 12th house, which is also the second lord, and they prefer to live comfortably. The ascendant lord is in the second house, in the second sign of Kal Purush, and is with Jupiter, which converts expenses into abundance. Whatever it is, whatever is given by God, but they have the mindset that they are the king in their home. Look at this chart. Here, the debilitated sun, which is my 11th lord, is coming into my ascendant. My ascendant lord is also in the 12th house and is debilitated. And Rahu and Ketu are in access. If someone is canceling my debilitation, it is Venus, because it is in the center from the moon and is also debilitated. When we say that a planet is canceling someone's debilitation, you also need to know how strong it is. Venus is in a friendly sign, so I wouldn't expect too much from Venus. One rule is that if Saturn aspects a debilitated planet, its debilitation is removed. And the way to remove its debilitation is that you have to work very hard. Saturn is your yoga karaka planet, and it is watching you from a distance. So, life is not easy. You have to work very hard for money. They are in service, and their makeup work is not easily available. Clients do not easily pay them, so this is mostly their concern. When the sun is in debilitation, you have to be a servant to everyone. You have to listen to someone. People suppress your personality, and they do not take you seriously. They are going into business, but business is not their forte. They are doing this for a living. All these qualities are also coming into their Dharma. And in this chart, the traits of the exalted sun are also coming. So, this is how you blend a planet and a sign, and you will get the complete impact when that planet forms a relationship with your ascendant, even the moon. Look, our ascendant is our personality. The moon is our thinking process, our mind. Sometimes people may seem very weak from the outside, and you might think, what can they do? But when their mind is very strong, they can achieve things that no one even thought of. I hope this video felt relevant to you and somehow helps in blending. Thank you so much.